There we go. So Devina, please introduce yourself fully. Tell us about your work and please tell us a story.
Yes. Namaste, everybody. I'm Devina Rijhwani, a storyteller from Mumbai, India. And before I start my story, I would like to share a little bit about the character. I'm sharing a story, The Right Way to Love Krishna. It is during the Mahabharata times. For those who do not know much about it, let me just share with you all about the characters. So Krishna is the incarnation of the God. And the other two characters are Vidur, who's the advisor of Hastinapur, a small territory, and he's the brother to the king. Also, he's uncle to Kauravas and Pandavas. Now, Kauravas and Pandavas are cousins, first cousins, and they wage a war against each other, you know. And there is a beautiful, lovely lady named Sulabha. She is Vidur's wife. So here goes my story. During the Mahabharata, there was a time when Krishna went to Hastinapur to hold peace talks with the Kauravas. The Kauravas welcomed Krishna, and a grand room was set up for Krishna's stay. The cook was being ordered to make Raj Bhog, a huge feast. Krishna being Krishna. However, instead of choosing such a lavish lifestyle, Krishna went to the doors of Vidur for his stay. Both Vidur and his wife Sulabha were great devotees of Lord Krishna. Even though Sulabha had never met Krishna, her love, affection for Krishna was childlike and carefree, without any restraints. As Krishna reached the doors, let me first tell you a little bit more about Sulabha. Sulabha was a princess, but nothing like a princess. She led a very simple, transparent life without much knowledge of studies or rules of living. She was all that natural and innocent. So now, as Krishna reached the doors of Vidur, Vidur was out and Sulabha was taking a bath. Krishna knocked at the door and then called out, "Open up, it's Krishna, I'm hungry." Sulabha, when she heard the call, she went blank, her mind went blank. The one she had been a complete and a blind devotee, he was standing right outside her door. She didn't know what to do. She started thinking, if that all was real, oh, is she dreaming? And her mind was telling her that she should let Krishna in before he turns away, be it a dream or the reality. And what did she do? She quickly hurried towards the door and she opened the door to Krishna, her Lord. She was astonished and delighted to see him. She grabbed his hand and pulled him inside. Krishna was shocked and surprised to see her eagerness, her affection. Now she realized that Krishna was hungry. In that moment, the only thing she wanted was to give him food. And all she wanted was to give. As she released Krishna's hand, Krishna took his shawl and put it on her. She didn't realized there was a shawl on her. She wasn't aware. She was awestruck. She quickly went into the kitchen and she looked for food. And there she saw bananas hung on a rope. She took those bananas and she came back. She inverted a wooden box and told Krishna to sit. She sat beside him and she started peeling the banana. Instead of giving the pulp, she gave the peel to Sri Krishna. That was an awestruck moment for her. She didn't realize. And she was going on giving the peels. And Krishna joyfully eating it. Now Vidur, who was on his way back home, he got to know from one of his friends that Sri Krishna was going to stay with him. He was worried. What should I offer Sri Krishna, who has rejected the Raj Bhog, a huge feast? And this thought was playing on his mind. When he reached home, he entered his house. What does he see? His wife is offering banana peels to Sri Krishna and he's chewing it merrily. To break the silence, he cleared his throat. Sulabha was in a state of confusion. She still took some time to get back to reality. Vidur, on behalf of his wife, apologized to Sri Krishna and then offered Sri Krishna banana pulp and he put away the peel. Sri Krishna ate it and then said, "The peel was one of the delicious meals I've had in a while. It is the meal which I always am looking for because it is filled with love and affection." Then Krishna went on to say to Vidur, "The pulp which you offered me wasn't even half delicious compared to the peels which Sulabha offered me." At that point of time, Vidur realized there wasn't any right way to love Krishna or to offer him. It is just a genuine love that comes from heart. And he understood there are no limitations or guidelines to love Krishna. It is just to be the way you are and give that genuine love to Sri Krishna. And he reciprocates in his form, his love in form of blessings. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anybody, any thoughts, comments, questions? Well, Devina, what do you love most about that story?
What I really liked about this story is, many times we're thinking too much, overthinking about what should we do, how should we make this relationship strong, how should we please our children, our friends, and we just think I'm talking about myself personally, that we're thinking about giving gifts or giving something which will make them happy. But the most important thing here is, first, is to give that genuine love which comes from heart and to be yourself. whether you give a small gift or a big gift, it should actually, that should come from your heart. So that is what I took back, from this story. That is my take back. Also, the kind of transformation happened, Vidur, who's, when he enters the house and he looks that his wife is offering peel, he's very embarrassed. Like, Krishna has rejected such a big feast, and he's come here, and he had, he was just thinking, what should I give him? What should I give him? What will please him? And then how he realizes that it is about the genuine love that comes from heart and to be yourself. Yeah, thank you.
Anybody, any thoughts? Moira?
Good morning. Sorry, I'm still in bed, and thank you for your wonderful story. And it was a wake-up call for me, because what you're saying is be present with the one you're with. And I'm sorry if I failed a bit, but I listened closely and I enjoyed the story very much. So I think presence and listening, and as you say, giving from the heart rather than mind-boggling thoughts, what can I do, which just cause stress. It's a very good and very valuable lesson. Thank you.
Hello, I would like to say something. I felt that although Krishna had rejected the grand feast and he had come here. Why did he come here? Because he always appreciates the real love, as you said. So that's so true. So that means the show off never really matters, and what appeases is the authenticity, the genuine love. So when we try to give expensive gifts thinking that we can win over, I think that's never the way to gain in relationships. It's the authenticity, the genuine love, what you feel for that person, and yeah, that's it. This is what the Lord is trying to convey to us, that the inner world, the genuine, authentic love which is there inside, is more important than the outwardly show off that we usually portray. Thank you.
Thank you.
That story really, it fits storytelling, because storytelling itself is a personal, authentic gift that we give to our listeners. So it's, to me, that's a story about the quality of being together and sharing and storytelling.
Also, there was, why I chose this story is, it was the month of Valentine. So it is about love. So I wanted to add that little element also along with it. So yeah, though my friend, my very good friend, she's a storyteller and a beautiful storyteller, Simran, was, sharing and discussing with me that I had one more story in my bag, and she was saying that would go great. And I respect her opinion, but I don't know why I just was stuck to the story. So yeah. And thank you, Simran, for always guiding me and discussing with me the stories and giving feedback.
Great. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.